What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and this one I'm going to be continuing to show how to make Baldi's basics in Minecraft. This is part 4, and in this one we're going to be getting all these little outdoor fence areas done, which are just the exits, and we're also going to be getting the entire basement here laid out, and just the lighting done for it. So we'll just have the furniture to do, which will be the final part, which will, what is that, 5 parts? That's quite nice. I like it. Oh, hey, look, it's me. Anyway, that's all. So with that being said, enjoy the tutorial, and I will catch you on the flip side. One thing I might want to mention real quick before this actual tutorial starts, I was going to put the lanterns and just getting all the lighting done in this part for the basement. However, it's going to be thrown at the beginning of next part, so you'll hear me say a couple things, or see a couple of things that'll make you think the lanterns were supposed to be in this part. They were. I just, to make the video lengths more even, am switching it. And yeah, also one thing I'll mention is light blocks. I do it the same way that I mentioned with the top floor. I'm not dealing with that because I didn't even think about it. But I think the lantern's light enough anyway. That's not important until next part. I just didn't feel like adding another edit in, to be entirely honest. But yeah, that's all. Alrighty, so let's start with the thingies, I guess each exit, the little fences and things. For them, you want to start off by getting out the following: oak planks, oak stairs, and grass blocks. That's all you'll need to start here. And what you basically want to do is, if you take each of the entrances, you want to place oak planks off of these like bottom quartz bricks on either side. It should be 4 on either side, like so. You'll then extend them out an additional 3, and we'll just do that for now. And make sure you get all 4 as you do this. Hopefully everyone is having a good day or night. I am for the most part. I guess the total rows are 7 if that's important either. No, I don't know if that is them. Thankfully, I can cheat because I have my grid. Which is also going to be helpful because I don't have the number going back. You'll then extend either end of oak planks out by 12, so these, end ones. And at that final block, you'll connect them together. Like so, and it'll give you this rectangle. Cool. Again, I can technically cheat. Is this one also 12? Okay, I didn't know if this one was different because of the bus. But I think I literally just did the same thing and then smacked the bus straight in the center. I don't know. I guess I'm tired. That's good to know. I'll just continually rotate, I guess, each time. Sure, we'll start with the back one now. But you should have this kind of for all of them. From this point, you want to a block below that bottom row of oak planks. You'll fill in the kind of middle area here in with grass. And in addition, you'll actually bring each oak plank up by 2. The only thing you want to make sure when you bring them up is that you leave these windows open here, and you also go over top the doors on that top row, like so. It should kind of look like, hold on, like this. Cool. You can copy the trapdoors if you'd like on the oak row. I just didn't think it looked particularly amazing, so I didn't. But, yeah. And then, so, game plan is we're going to do these, which they won't take that much longer. We're pretty much already done them. There's just one more detail with them, and then we have the front one specifically we have to add the bus for. And then after that, we'll start laying out the basement level. And then once the basement level is laid out, that'll probably be the end of the part, to be honest. We might bring up the walls and fill in the floor and whatever. But I don't know what the floor is, though. I'm not sure. I was not particularly as... My understanding of the basement is not as good as it is of this top floor. I understand the top floor a lot more. Even though the basement is smaller, I don't know. I never had a reason to know, I guess. You know? If that makes sense. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Hey, was that 2 of 4 done? I think? Something like that. Did I just cover I did just cover the window. That's exciting. I'm very glad. You know what? I'm slash filling this floor because of The dumb glass in my way. Yep, there's a W in grass, definitely. Can confirm. Anything else I can talk about? Not really. Trying to figure out what should be next after this, because my original thought was FNAF World, but I keep forgetting and then remembering that I also have Batum 2, Chapter 2 to do. And, like, I feel like that would be more logical to do next. Because it's been a while since Chapter 1. Well, since the exterior, actually. I don't know. Anyway. Once you're done with that, you should, you would be finished quicker than me, actually, if you're done already. Because I'm not done. Almost done. This next part is a bit weird. It's not exactly difficult, it doesn't really make sense. At least at first. So, you should have this. Each corner oak plank you want to extend up by 1. This is on all of them still. Then you'll, pretty much going along the rows, you'll place, facing into those planks, an oak stair. And then, continuing along from that plank, or that stair rather, you'll go in with an oak stair facing away from that previous one. Then a plank inside of that. And then from there you're repeating the pattern. You're having an oak stair facing into the previous oak stair. Or plank, sorry. Words are hard. And then you'll have an oak stair facing away from that stair. And then a plank. And the left and right will be finished after that plank, but on the front and back you'll need another set of stairs. And that should give you this kind of rigid fence look almost. And yeah, basically the, I guess, important information I'll give you is each plank is 2 blocks apart, and you're essentially creating these like half a block notches between the top of each fence pillar, and the fence pillars are only a half a block up as well. And they're a block wide. Ah, okay. But you can do, I actually think it's quicker to place each plank first and then each stair. But you could also do it by direction for the stairs. That might not be too bad of an idea. I don't know, I'm just placing it to place it. I just want them placed, you know. Anyway, should give you this or something. And then you'll do that 2 more times from this point. And then once you're done with that, you can just head back to the front one, because that's where we gotta make the butts. Exciting. Not really. Alright. Yeah, my lord, I don't know what I'm doing. What is nice about this is this isn't like a... I mean, it is a symmetrical pattern, but it's not symmetrical in the sense of you have to find the center. You just, if you build a cross, you'll connect properly. And then the final one will be this one. It's so annoying to place all this. But I mean, I guess that is the way she goes or something. I sure do love a fence. Oh, I shouldn't have switched, actually. Oh, wait, that's because I'm placing the... Huh? What am I doing? Oh, I was supposed to switch. What? I don't know what I did, actually. I have no idea. Could I have just kept going in a circle? I actually might have been able to. Yeah, okay, it switched me. I didn't notice that. Anyway, head back to the front one, and you can get rid of the 3 materials you have. I know so many. And get out for the bus. The following concrete colors to start, actually. Yellow, light blue, and green. Those are the only concretes. In addition, you do need block of coal, stone buttons, warp sign, mangrove sign, stripped mangrove wood, and an item frame. Sure. So if you are at the front doors here, you want to walk outside and you want to head to the, we're going to say the front left grass, which is this guy right here. From it, you want to count back by 4 and right by 1, and going right, you'll place a yellow concrete, block of coal, 5 yellow concrete, 2 stripped mangrove wood facing up, yellow concrete, block of coal, yellow concrete. You'll extend each strip mangrove up by 2, and then bring the rest of the bottom row up with a row of yellow. You'll then go left to right on top of the yellow and just start from the far left and place alternating yellow and light blue concrete until you reach the strip mangrove. You'll then skip over it, place a yellow and then 2 light blue. Extend the furthest right 2 light blue each up by 1 and everything else up with yellow. Place a stone button on either block of coal. And from the left block of coal, you'll go right with 3 warp signs off of these yellow, and then 2 mangrove signs. Off the top strip mangroves, you'll have item frames. There's the brilliantly drawn bus. It's amazing. Better than my drawing, to be fair. On the row behind the bus, you want to just place, extending up from the full row of grass going left to right here, 8 rows of green concrete. It will be taller than the bus. It's like a backdrop, I guess. Or for something or other. And anyway, you should end up with this. Cool. Well, from that side. From the front side, you should have this. Cool. Now, did we punch a hole? I think we did. If you head to the underside, we did, yes. You can kind of in the center here, you'll have this particular room. You can go to the inside, and if you want to find it as well, it's just the room with the ladder here, this little room. But from the underside, you can see it's fairly far back and about centered left to right. And we can start from this point, and you can clear your inventory and get out the following. Barriers, ladders, stripped spruce wood, stripped oak wood, regular oak wood, quartz bricks, that is not, there we go, bookshelves, cobbled deep slate, and stone. I think that'll be good. So from this polished andesite here, if you didn't, well, what I'm going to try to do is bring both the polished andesite and the ladder down by, hold on, I am for some reason struggling to formulate a sentence. Extend each one down by 4. The polished andesite you're bringing down with barriers, though, just temporarily. You won't need barriers forever. At least the top one you won't. Top one, if you care, should be a diorite, actually, because you can get rid of the barriers already and get out diorite. And again, I'll just replace that one with a diorite now. And underneath this bottom ladder, good lord, you want to place either a white or a light gray concrete. It's up to you. I'll place a white. And then you can get rid of the diorite for that, and then you can get rid of the diorite, or the white concrete again, sorry, and get out light gray. If you got out white, you need light gray. If you got out light gray, you need white. And place that one under the barrier here. Get rid of that, and get out a marker block here. I use netherrack. You don't have to use netherrack. I just did, because the walls here are an alternating block, and if we try to do that, because I also have to face upward, it's just going to make our life a whole lot harder, so you don't have to, again, specifically use netherrack. I just decided that that was easiest for me, so yeah. To the right of that light gray, you want to place a netherrack like so, which is kind of behind the ladder. Extend that netherrack both forward and backward by 2 each, and then we can start the process. You will take this front netherrack and extend it left by 7. Then from there you want to extend forward by 5. then right by 14. And then from there, you want to go back by... I didn't count that number, really? Hold on, give me like 2 seconds. You'll place going backwards 41 netherrack. Like so. That backmost netherrack you can extend left by 7. Forward by 12. Then left by 4. Back by 12. Left by 6. Sorry, 7, so just add 1 more. And then from there you want to extend forward by 32. And then right by what should be 10, I would think. And you should connect back to the beginning, like so. That is one little loop done. Unfortunately, that's like the easiest part, so. The frontmost row here that we have, you want to leave a gap of 3 extending forward and place the exact same row of what should have been 15 in total. You can actually count to make sure. 6, 9, 12, and then you have 15. From the... which side will we go? The right side, you want to extend forward by 18. Then right 4. Back 3. Then right by 24. Then from there, you will go back by 4. Then left by 24. Which you should be 3 away from this netherrack here. Not that one, this one here. If that is needed information. And then from there, you want to go back by 60. Alternatively, you can just go 4 further than the end netherrack if you don't want to count it. I do want to count it, though. I just like to make sure that I'm right there in that kind of instance where I don't actually have a grid that I'm using here. From that back one, you'll go left by 26. And then from there, you'll go forward by also 26. You will then go left by 21. And then forward by 56. Like so. You can then actually replace the end netherrack with a quartz brick. Extend it left by 12. Then you'll go forward by 3 with quartz bricks, 3 with cobbled deep slate, and then 4 with quartz bricks. And then from the front one, you'll go right by 39. Like so. From the end block, you'll do a similar thing. You'll go back with 3 quartz bricks, 3 cobbled deep slate, and then 4 quartz bricks. And then you will go left by 5. From that end quartz brick, you'll go back with 4 netherrack. We'll finish this loop eventually, I swear. Then you'll go right by 20. And then you want to take, not the endmost one, but if you take it'd be the 6th in. So this is the first, that corner, that end one. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. 6th is right here. You want to extend this one back by 4. You will then extend to the left by 8. Then I'll go left with 3 stone as a placeholder, because what I really want to do is take this end netherrack here, and I'll extend it back by what should be 24 to connect into the beginning of this loop. And that should give you this. We're kind of getting there with the sizing. We're almost there. What I want to do, though, really quickly is this row of netherrack we placed where it kind of sticks out further. You can actually take that end netherrack there and extend it forward by 7. Yes. You'll then extend left by 14. Which should connect into this quartz brick, and then you can take that end netherrack and just connect it backwards. And this will give you a room layout. Not important yet, but it is there, and it is something that we want to consider. What you can then do is take the stone row that we placed, and you want to extend it left with an additional 8 netherrack. Take that end one and extend it forward with 7 netherrack. And then a quartz brick. Extend that quartz brick left by 14. And then from there you can go back from that end one with 52 netherrack. And as per usual, you'll end up being 3 blocks away from that back row, because most of the hallways are 3 blocks, and this level at least. I guess they were 4 on the top. You'll then extend that back netherrack right, that was a sick rhyme, right by 17. And then you can go forward by 10. Then right by 4. And you should be able to just connect all the way forward. And if you want the number, it's 33. I'm confident that I don't need it, so I'm not actually going to count this one. Generally, I'd be like, maybe I should. But you can kind of see that all of the hallway is 3 blocks, which would mean that you're correct specifically on that row, if the other 2 lined up accordingly, at least. There's a couple rooms we do have to mark here. What you can do is this kind of loop. It's hard to see, but this like middle row quartz brick, this giant loop of netherrack behind it, you can actually, from this row of quartz brick, leave a gap of 3, and on the 4th netherrack, you'll connect left to right with bookshelves here. I'll extend those bookshelves all the way back on either side, just kind of along the netherrack, and they will eventually connect once they are at this final row, just kind of here in the netherrack. I don't know how far over you go, so I'm taking this one back, because I don't know where anything is anymore. Wow, I was spot on regardless of my lack of knowing. Cool. I think there's 2 more rooms for us to mark. Is that right? And they're both quartz bricks, which makes our life easier. Because anything that's netherrack is painful. Anything that's quartz brick is not. You can take the... On the right side here, they're actually both like right next to each other. Not right next to each other, but they're both in this kind of region of the... This front right region of the netherrack layout. You want to take this particular front row of 5 netherrack for this hallway, and left of it place a quartz brick. Extend the quartz brick forward by 4, and also back by 11. Either end of that row you will extend to the left by also, well, yeah, I guess also 11. and they'll connect there. It won't touch the hallway to the left of it. You're going to be a block away like so. The other room is off of the back of this hallway that sticks the furthest right of anything. If you take the endmost, like this back right corner of it, you want to count to the left to the 5th netherrack. So the corner being 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 is right here. And going back from this, you want to place 19 quartz bricks. So I'll mark that. Yet again, this doesn't go all the way over, so you'll end up going left from this one with 16 on both the front and back. And then connecting from there. And yeah. That is your layout done. Cool. So the quartz bricks and bookshelves, and I guess anything else is fine to be brought up. Just not the netherrack, because the netherrack isn't actually netherrack. That was just a marker because, you know, I am scared to think otherwise. Okay, there goes the sign. I didn't want that anyway. It's fine. Okay, so what you can do from this point is for the floor, I want to start with that. Pretty much all of it is a checkerboard pattern. I just want to check what isn't, because I want to check the rooms real quick to make sure. I'm pretty sure just all of it is, other than maybe the library, and I know the front quartz brick is not. The library is. So, yeah, just this, like, front quartz brick room right here you want to leave open. You also want to make sure you leave this room open. Here's the one just to the right of this long quartz brick room. The floor for this one is iron, actually, and of course, I didn't know this at the particular time. But yeah, just leave it open. That's all. But everything else in line with the floor, you can get rid of the netherrack and the ladders. You want to do white and light gray concrete checkerboard pattern to fill it all in. This is going to take a while. But, like, I'll show you what I mean here. If I bring this forward, I'll just kind of go around this hallway, whatever. The one thing with the rooms that I want to mention is, like, make sure as you're filling this that you consider the blocks, because obviously if I'm mentioning that you need them in the specific rooms, and you don't want to go inside the... Do you? No, you can go inside the quartz bricks, that's fine. But make sure you're considering the spacing here, so, like, for this bookshelf room, I see this is a light gray, so this block would be a white technically. This would be a light gray, and then this would also be a white. And then I can just kind of continue it from there. Again, this will definitely take a few minutes, 1 or 2 minutes. But take your time, I guess. I can't really say have fun, because it is a checkerboard pattern, and that is never fun. But yeah, I'm gonna time-lapse this, or not time-lapse it, I'm just gonna cut it out, because I'd find that a lot better than time-lapsing at this point. And, yeah, I will catch you once, again, most of the floor, alright, most of the floor is filled in with this checkerboard pattern, as far as, again, everything but this front room right here. And I guess if it's not a room, you don't need to fill it in, but if it's easier, you can. Cool. Alrighty, so, as I mentioned, this room should be empty now, because of that little oopsie with the floor. I do apologize that. Get rid of your white and light gray concrete once you've done that, and it should look like this, probably. Get out, just for a second, block of iron, and as I did mention, you can fill in the floor of this one room here in with block of iron on the far, like, front right. Still leave the quartz brick room open, we'll do that one next. But I'm not really worried about it. And we'll need some of these materials again, because we'll have to add doorways, but I'm not worrying about them until later. That keeps throwing me off. I think that these are light gray, and I think I messed it up, but I didn't. For the room here, this long quartz brick one, you want to place 3 rows of cobble deepset at the front and back, leaving the center 3 open in turn, if that helps at all. Make sure to differentiate this being the floor and the other cobble deepset not being the floor, because I'll tell you to bring up the cobble deepset later, and you don't want to bring these ones up that we're currently placing. You can then get rid of the block of iron and get out packed ice along with water buckets. And a block below the floor in between the cobble deepset here, you'll place packed ice. Like so. You can use blue ice if you want it to glow. That might look cool. But I didn't really think about it a ton. Blue coral also works really well for underwater. Well, obviously you can only place it underwater. You get what I mean. Place water buckets then on top of the packed ice to, you know, just make it look like, make it look like water. Rest in peace, the grass. I think I have random tick speed off, so it shouldn't do anything. Yeah, cool. Anyway, you should have this. Kind of make sure it's level. If you're in vibrant visuals like I am and you cannot, or having a tough time seeing the top of the water, if you get in it and just kind of look side to side here as you move, you can sort of see, especially if there's blocks above you, you can see the reflections pretty well. Okay, now it's time for the fun part. I'll start with the non-exceptions, and then we'll do the exceptions. Each quartz brick, again, these cobble deep sets here, and the bookshelves you'll bring up with 3 of the respective material, which will be the walls. The netherrack I don't even want to talk about. I mean, I will in a sec. The other easier one is you can actually get rid of the water buckets and packed ice and get out black and yellow concrete, and you want to just place alternating yellow and black or black and yellow on top of the stone, and then 2 rows of stone on top of that. That was just one little minor thing that I had missed before, but yeah. For the netherrack, a lot of you are probably going to hate this because this is really not fun. You want alternating stripped spruce and stripped oak wood rows going all the way across, like this, kind of. I guess they're more so columns than rows. And they want to face upward. There are a couple things that you want to keep in mind here, however. The corners are oak wood, both inner and outer, and that will mainly just help us to understand everything. So like you see here as I'm going along, the inner corner I'll place an oak wood, and then for the next block, you see where I have a stripped spruce here? This one will be a stripped oak. And you'll just kind of do it that way all the way around. And hopefully things will line up. It's hard to say for sure. I mean, they will, but like you can't really tell at any point until you're at the end. But yeah, just make sure that as you do the oak woods, the block after them is the opposite of the previous one. The only reason we use the oak wood is genuinely for that purpose, just to make sure that we get that spacing correct. The oak wood corners aren't actually there, hence why I used oak wood specifically, because it was the closest in color to both of these that would also work. Here isn't actually a corner next to the like stone. Well, I guess no, it is. I do have it as an oak wood. Yeah, my bad. And you should see here it's strip spruce on both sides, which you could technically like do the math and be like, yeah, okay. Because if this is even, then they would be the same. Or, sorry, if it's odd, they would be the same. And it is odd, because... Is it? Yeah, no, it would be. I don't know. I didn't count it that particularly. Going across, also, another thing that you want to keep in mind is that for the most part, the blocks will actually be the same across the hallway. So you see you have a strip spruce here, so I'm going to have a spruce here. Same with this, and then this oak wood would make it a stripped oak to the right of it, which you see is correct from behind as well. And yeah, the one very strange exception is this particular area here. This room causes issues for the pattern. So what I would tell you is just kind of ignore it for a second here and get this all laid out as you should. And they'll have an oak wood next to that, I guess, yellow. Then what you'll essentially want to do is think about from the inside of the room how this would look. Because from this wall, you wouldn't see this from this side, so this can be a stripped oak, and you just have 2 like that. That's fine. Spruce, oak, etc. And then you'll have that corner. And then you'll keep going around, and really once you go all the way around, you'll end up connecting into this strip spruce with another strip spruce. And again, you can't see that from the inside here on this room. You have the corner right, and from here you also have this right. And there's no view where you would see both unless you're above, but that doesn't matter anyway. But yeah, you just want to do this all the way around. And my recommendation is fill in one of the blocks, whether that be the oak or the spruce, and then just slash fill for the other. Make sure you do a keep command and whatever. Because if you don't, that will absolutely ruin your day. But, yeah, I'm sorry in advance. I know this one particularly is really not fun. One thing you'll find with my tutorials is sometimes I don't think about the tutorials and I just think about building it itself. And in turn, you'll get weird wall patterns like this, which are just not a fun time. So, yeah, don't forget to bring up the other blocks as well. And is there a way for me to do this without having to do it? Actually, yeah. You know what? I'll share this one. So, if you lay out one row, you can actually... You have to be careful because of the black and yellow specifically. Although, frankly, it doesn't matter. Just as long as you know that it has to be stone at a point, it's fine. But you can essentially do a structure block file. I'll just do 64 by 64, and the Y will be 1. And then, you know, name it G, whatever. And if you go another block up and load it, it would copy the layout again. And you could just do that to have the walls 3 tall. Rather than having to fill all 3 rows, you just build 1 and then copy it. For the directional blocks especially, that is, like, the most helpful thing. I swear I just saw a missing block, whatever. One of the most helpful things in just getting it to work right. Or to make it easier, rather, on you. Thanks, Backrooms Map, for giving me the reason to find something like that. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to fill this bottom row, copy it twice, and hope you guys have fun with it, because I won't. And I'll catch you back in not too long. 0 seconds video time, but more than that in real time. Alright, so it should look something like this. I'm on the outside, but you get the general point, at least, of, you know, it's all filled up, hopefully. I don't think I missed anything. Definitely possible, but, you know. Next thing you're going to want to do is fill in your entire ceiling with diorite. This one is fairly easy to do with a slash fill. As you can see, what I'm currently doing is I'm just electrifying all the way to the ceiling, so I'm up against it. And I can kind of just find the edges here. And, alright, I guess I can't. I'm going to roughly estimate that it's about there. Because that looks pretty right. If I'm off by a row, I'm off by a row. It's unfortunate, but it doesn't matter. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. So let's see, the end is there and like there. And I want to do slash fill, copy the other coordinate, get mine in there, diorite, not an underscore, a space, and then keep. And you can see that fills a lot of blocks. And am I good on this side? I think it looks like I am. I went over, actually. That's good. Yeah, and you gotta find your way back in. I'm gonna go inside the build itself, and I'm gonna try to find the room. It's not this one, is it? Oh, it is this one. Okay. That was easy enough. Yeah, just walk around till you find it, really. I can't help you with that part. And as you can see, everything is filled in nicely. Now, this is such an awkward amount of time. And anyway, once you've done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is part 4 of Baldi's Basics done. Now, for the next part, we're finishing the build. That's about all that there is to it. We're going to do just all the interior decorations. It'll probably be short, but that's okay with me. I enjoy a good short tutorial here or there. But I mean, yeah, really, there's the 2 quartz brick rooms. There's the library, there's the weird, like, tunnel granny sewer thing. There is me getting disconnected, and then there's also that one spruce and oak room. Anyway, thank you guys for you guys did enjoy this video. Have a fantastic rest of your day or night, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.